is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. I'm going to be discussing how the new moon that is happening in Capricorn on the 23rd of December is going to affect you according to your ascendant sign. So if you want to know how this lunation is going to aspect your own natal birth chart, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. And remember, I'm running a special until the end of the year, until about 2nd of January 2023. I'm giving a discount of up to 40% off all my readings. So if you've never had a reading with me, this is an excellent time for you to book me. The 40% coupon code and the link to my website will be in the description area of this video. I would like to welcome my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. And thank you to all the people that booked me for readings this year. I'm very close to reaching my goal of 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'm still running the promotion for a free solar return chart reading. So if you like to participate in this competition, make sure your subscription is open and not private. I should be able to see your subscription in my analytics. That's the way I'm going to pick out the winner. So hit subscribe, like this video, share this video, leave me a comment in the comment section of this video. Tell me how you think this lunation is going to affect you, or simply just say free solar. This new moon is happening at 1 degree of Capricorn. So find out where 1 degree of Capricorn falls and read for whatever that sign is. It could actually be different from your own ascendant if you're using Placidus system. Whole sign system, it will be whatever your ascendant is. But Placidus system, 1 degree could be in the following sign. Capricorn is an earth sign, so expect solid results from whatever you initiate at this new moon. This is a very powerful and significant new moon that is going to close out the year of 2020. The results of whatever you initiate at this new moon are going to be seen at the full moon in Capricorn 6 months from now. The most exact aspect of this lunation actually happens to be a square from Jupiter, who has freshly re-entered the sign of Aries. Jupiter is at 0 degrees of Aries. This is a world point. The square to this lunation is going to make everything bigger because Jupiter tends to expand whatever it touches. So we may be pushed into taking big and exaggerated action. So just make sure to keep everything in perspective. And please do not promise more than you can deliver. There's a lot of positive energy at this lunation. There are a lot of trines to the earth sign Taurus. The earth signs solidify things in our life. They make things stick. And especially in the fixed sign of Taurus. So the energy between Capricorn and Taurus is going to flow very harmoniously and easily. We will also get opportunities for real advancement because they're sextiles from Capricorn to Pisces. Sextiles bring opportunities, but we always have to make effort to use this energy. Sextile energy tends to dissipate if we don't use it. So essentially, this is a very positive new moon in the sign of Capricorn. And whatever you begin at this time will be seen publicly, simply because Capricorn is the highest point of the zodiac. It is the MC, the 10th house of the zodiac. The 10th house rules our standing in society. It rules over our authority figures. It rules the job that we do, our bosses. It also rules the government. The 10th house is also part of the parental axis, the 4th and the 10th house, signifying the mother or the father. So for some of us, we're going to see some action or new beginnings concerning our parents. Another positive thing about this new moon is that the ruler of this lunation, Saturn, is not aspecting this new moon at all. This means that at this time, at this lunation, we can make strong initiations without having to worry about rules and regulations, the government, the authority figures. They're looking away at this lunation. So we have this open space to really go after our dreams and make solid initiations. Jupiter just completed his transit in the sign of Pisces. What were you dreaming about initiating when Jupiter and Neptune conjuncted in the sign of Pisces? They both rule that sign. So we had big dreams. Now Jupiter has moved into the sign of Aries, and Aries is the sign that is Aries Aries is the sign where we begin things. Aries is the sign where the seasons change. It is a cardinal sign. So we're having this powerful square between the cardinal signs. Capricorn begins winter, and of course Aries begins the spring. And a few days before this lunation, we had the winter solstice, and that chart is very similar to the new moon because it's just a few days apart, and Jupiter is still at the world point. 0 degrees of any cardinal sign is a world point, and this is a very powerful point in the zodiac. This is where we start something. This is the time that we can initiate something in our life very energetically and fearlessly. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries always wants to be a leader. Aries is not a follower. And the square to Capricorn, the highest point in the zodiac where we are seen, what is it that you want to initiate that will be known publicly, where you will be seen or known for something that you initiate by the whole world? 0 degrees is a world point, and the new moon is at 1 degree of Capricorn, which is the beginning of the sign. So this is very fresh initiatory energy. So if you wanted to start your own business, this is the time for you to go for it. Go for it fearlessly and make all the other big initiations that you've been dreaming about. This is the time for you to begin. Go for it, pursue your ambition. It's very likely that you will succeed because of all these positive aspects. Capricorn's animal symbol is the goat that climbs all the way up to the mountain, the top of the mountain, the highest point in the zodiac. This is where you want to be. You want to be seen and known for whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're going to be, whatever it is that you're going to initiate at this time. You will get to the top of the mountain. Remember, Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn wants you to be disciplined, careful, be patient, and do things slowly and systematically. Calculated moves. The new moon is pushing against the energy in Aries, the energy of Aries, which just wants you to go for it and just do it without perhaps thinking about the consequences. So just be careful that you are within the law, because even though Saturn is not looking at what you're doing now, later on Saturn will catch up and come back and inspect whatever it is that you initiate. Just keep everything in perspective and use this energy wisely. Remember, the cardinal signs are the game changers in the zodiac. We also have the supporting energy of the winter solstice that just happened on the 21st of December, which also signals the change of the seasons from fall to winter. This is the time to just do it, just go for it. This Capricorn new moon is promising solid and stable results. Start that new business, apply for that job, pursue that relationship that you want to take to the next level. Perhaps marriage is something that is definitely made public. This is another way you could use this energy, especially if it's aspecting your seventh house ruler, or your Venus. Which signs will be affected the most by this new moon in Capricorn? Of course, it's the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. Capricorn will be affected the most simply because this lunation is happening in the sign of Capricorn, your sign. Aries and Libra are going to be experiencing this square aspect. This is a challenging aspect that pushes us into action. This will be felt more intensely if you have anything at 1 degree of the cardinal signs. Cancer is also going to be intensely affected by this lunation. Cancer and Capricorn are signs that oppose each other. So Cancer is going to have opposition from others. The earth signs will have a better experience at this lunation. This is a very supportive new moon for earth signs because of the trine aspects. The earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The water signs will also have a positive experience at this lunation. The water signs are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. The water signs are going to receive a positive sextile aspect. The sextile aspect requires you to make some effort in order to achieve whatever it is that you want. Take advantage of whatever opportunities that are presented to you at this time. If you were born on or around the 23rd of December, a few days before or a few days after, you're going to feel this energy, you're going to feel this lunation very personally and intensely, simply because it's going to be part of your solar return chart. And whenever you have a new moon in a solar return chart, this is the year that you'll have big brand new beginnings in whatever area the lunation falls in your solar return chart. This is the year that you will remember for many years to come. The brand new beginnings will definitely change your life. This is an excellent time for you to get a solar return chart reading so that you can find out exactly how you can use this energy in whichever house it's going to fall in your solar return chart. So book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. So let's go over the main aspects of this lunation. Let's look at the chart. So the new moon will be on the 23rd of December 2022, and it's going to be at 5:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check for your own time zone. This is New York time. The luminaries, the sun and the moon, are conjunct in the sign of Capricorn at around 1 degree of Capricorn. This is the most important degree of this chart because this is the degree of the lunation. So find out where you have 1 degree of Capricorn, and as I said earlier, the biggest aspect is the square to Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Jupiter, who is at a world point at 0 degrees of Aries. This is an initiation point, and the new moon being at 1 degree of Capricorn is also a beginning point because it's at the beginning of the sign. So this moon is very, very powerful for making major new beginnings in your life. The other thing to look for in a lunation chart is find out where the ruling planet of the lunation is currently transiting and if it's aspecting its own lunation. So in this case, the ruler of this lunation is Saturn. Saturn is currently in the sign of Aquarius around 21 or 22 degrees and is absolutely not aspecting this lunation. Saturn is still involved in the square to Uranus. We've been dealing with this aspect for the whole year. This aspect is finally separating. So this is essentially background noise. Whatever is going on with these two planets is something that we've already been dealing with, so we're already used to this energy. The fact that Saturn is not aspecting his own lunation is a positive aspect in of itself, because if Saturn was aspecting this lunation in a negative aspect, this could have brought heaviness to this lunation. And this lunation, there's a stellium in the sign of Capricorn, and the stellium is described as 3 or more planets. Some astrologers say 4. Let's just say there's a congregation of planets in Capricorn. Venus is currently transiting in the sign of Capricorn at around 16 degrees. Venus is in a harmonious trine to the transiting north node in the sign of Taurus. Venus is the ruler of the transiting north node, so Venus aspecting her own transiting node is a very, very positive and harmonious and a positive and supportive aspect. So whatever we're going to be initiating, if it has something to do with love or money, it's supported by this harmonious trine from Venus in Capricorn trining the north node in Taurus. Mercury is currently transiting in the sign of Capricorn at around 21 degrees. Venus is trying Uranus and the north node. Mercury is trying Uranus and the north node. Both very supportive aspects. Of course, we know Venus rules love and money, or whatever it is that we love and value. Mercury rules over things like communication, our gadgets, our immediate environment, trade and business. Mercury trine Uranus is a very positive aspect. It can open up your mind to new ideas, innovative, advanced ideas. This aspect also supports creativity. You could come up with an invention at this time. So open up your mind, let yourself think far and beyond. Pluto is at around 27 degrees of Capricorn and is sextile Neptune and Jupiter. This is also a very supportive aspect that has been ongoing and can also bring positive transformation in the houses that are aspected. One other supportive aspect in this lunation chart is the fact that all the planets are moving direct at this time. They're supporting forward and direct movement in whatever you initiate at this time. The only planet that is moving retrograde in this chart is Uranus, and Uranus is an outer planet and is moving retrograde half of the time. This is why we should always put focus on the personal planets when they're moving retrograde. Mercury has been in retrograde shadow since the 12th of December. Mercury is going to go retrograde at 24 degrees of Capricorn on the 29th of December. This is another reason why you should make your initiations now. And this is why Jupiter is squaring the lunation. Squares pushes into taking action, and with Jupiter being the planet of expansion, this means that we're taking big action. And sometimes some of us need the square energy to push us into taking action. This energy will push you out of your fear. It will push you out of procrastination, paralysis. And this is time to take action. So if you're doing your Christmas shopping around this time, just keep in mind that Mercury is in retrograde shadow. So whatever you may purchase for your friends and family, make sure you keep the receipts. It's very likely that they will be returning these gifts when Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th of December. Aries ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 10th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we have new beginnings, something has to end. The 10th house is an angle house. So wherever you begin at this time is something that is going to be seen or perhaps known by everybody. Aries, as usual, if you have not watched the beginning of this video, I suggest that you watch the whole introduction, simply because I talk about the 10th house and the things that it rules, so I'll be repeating myself. So Aries, the 10th house is the highest point in the zodiac. It is the MC, and it is an angle house. Whenever an angle is activated, activates all the other angles in the chart. So this means that whatever new beginnings you have in the 10th house, they will affect the IC, because the 10th house opposes the IC, your home area. So you could have changes in your home area. Perhaps you're going to have to move houses because of a new job or a new job location. The MC squares your descendant. This is going to bring changes. This is also going to bring changes in your personal relationships, your agreements, your partnerships, or perhaps even your marriage. The MC squares you, the ascendant. So whatever changes happen in your 10th house, but they're also going to affect you deeply, very personally. So make sure you watch the whole introduction of the video. So Aries, if you've been wanting to leave your job to start your own business, this lunation is absolutely supporting you to do so. Also have the supporting energy of Jupiter, who is currently transiting your ascendant and is pushing you to make these big initiations. So if you've been unemployed for a while, this is an excellent time for you to put yourself out there. This energy is supporting you, applying for jobs. Put your resume out there. Be seen. Let it be known. Let the universe know. Let the universe know your ambitions. Aries, this is not the time for you to sit at home and feel sorry for yourself in any way. This is time for you to be out there. Be out there in the public. Mingle with people who can help advance your career, your ideas, your plans, or any other projects that you want to make public. Your ruling planet Mars is not aspecting this lunation. He's currently transiting retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So you're not aspecting this lunation, but you have a lot of supportive energy to push your ambitions and your status in society. Taurus ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 9th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we initiate something, something has to come to an end. The 9th house rules over the justice system, the legal system. The 9th house is where we legalize things. It also rules over foreign lands and foreigners. The 9th house is the house of the future. It is a Jupiterian house. So we love to see a new moon in the 9th house, especially with the ruler of the 9th house, Jupiter, aspecting this lunation. So this is essentially a very positive new moon to really examine your higher belief system. What are you following? What is your belief system? This is a perfect time for you to make those changes in your belief system and the long-term plans of your future. So if you've been wanting to change your future with higher education, this is an excellent time for you to apply to that university, apply to that college. So if you've been living in a foreign country, this is an excellent time for you to apply for your green card or your citizenship. And if you've been wanting to travel and you've met with blockages, This new moon is supporting travel to foreign lands. So go ahead and book that ticket or apply for that visa. Your ruling planet Venus is currently transiting the sign of Capricorn, where this lunation is happening. However, Venus is too far away from the lunation to say there's an exact conjunction. Venus is the ruler of the North Node and is aspecting Uranus and the North Node with a very harmonious and supportive trine. So you are being supported at this time because of this trine to the North Node, which rules over our fate, our destiny, and our future. So whatever it is that you've been dreaming about and just hoping to initiate in this area, this is time for you to definitely go for it, Taurus. Gemini, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 8th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we initiate something, something has to come to an end. The 8th house rules over our hidden secrets, secrets that we keep from others and perhaps even from ourselves. The 8th house rules over other people's money. It rules over sex, death, and taxes. Basically, this is the house of deep transformation. So if you've been wanting to apply for a mortgage or perhaps a car loan, this lunation is definitely supporting those actions. And for others who've been waiting on an inheritance, this is probably the time that you're going to get your inheritance and have a new beginning, because you'll have this money that you can use to transform your life. And if you've been involved in a romantic relationship, this is an excellent time for you to transform that relationship, solidify that relationship. Some of you may decide to move in with your partner. This will deepen the intimacy of your relationship, and you'll be sharing resources. Others could have a new beginning in that there's a new beginning with your partner and with your partner and their resources. I feel this will be a positive new moon simply because of all the positive and supportive aspects at this lunation. Your ruling planet Mercury is not directly aspecting this lunation because he's too far away in orb from the lunation. However, Mercury is widely conjunct Venus and trine Uranus and the North Node. This is a very, very supportive aspect. In fact, Gemini, you are one of the signs that could come up with something which is quite genius, very innovative and advanced. So allow your mind to open up to new ideas. You can actually make an invention with this energy, an invention that could set you up financially for the rest of your life. Cancer, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 7th house. The 7th house is an angle house. Whenever we have a lunation in an angle house, this is energy that could affect you in any area of your life. This energy could absolutely change your life because all the other angles in the chart are activated. The 7th house rules over our committed relationships. It rules our partnerships. It rules over marriage. It rules over business, our business partners, anything that we do that involves the other person. This new moon will bring changes in your relationships, your business partnerships. The 7th house also rules over our open enemies, so it could be a brand new beginning in this area. Perhaps if you've been in a marriage that has not been working out, this is the time that you're both going to decide to amicably initiate your divorce. This is a divorce or separation that could be done amicably. This is probably something that this is something that both parties will be agreeing on. This lunation is very positive. If you've been in a relationship for a while, this is the time that some of you will decide to solidify this relationship. So if you've been wanting to propose to your partner, this energy is definitely supporting that. This energy is definitely supporting it. The 7th house also rules over business. If you've been wanting to start your own business with another person in a partnership, this is excellent energy for you to start that partnership. Cancer always feels every lunation personally, simply because your ruling planet, the luminary, the moon, is always part of every lunation. On the other hand, if you're single and you've been looking for someone, this energy is definitely going to bring you somebody who can bring some type of stability in your life. This energy is supporting a stable beginning in a relationship, in business, and in all areas of partnership. Leo, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 6th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and and perhaps some endings, because whenever we have new beginnings, something always comes to an end. The sixth house rules over our daily routine. It rules over our health. It rules over our health and diet. It also rules over the work that we do. It rules over our co-workers, our work environment, our managers, our bosses. So if you've been wanting to make some changes to your diet or your health routine, this energy is supporting that. This energy is definitely supporting that initiation. And whatever changes you make at this lunation are changes that are probably going to stick. So if it is a diet, a change in your workout regimen, this is something that is going to stay in your life for a while. This lunation is happening in an earth sign, an ambitious earth sign such as Capricorn. Capricorn likes to see results. If you've been unemployed for a while, this is an excellent time for you to go out there and put your resume out. It's very likely that you find solid employment at this time. This is an excellent time for you to have that conversation with your employer. You ask for a raise or a promotion. Your ruling planet, the luminary, the sun, is always part of every lunation. So Leos tend to feel lunations very personally. The sun is being aspected by Jupiter with a square aspect. It's going to push you into taking action on the things that you've been wanting to initiate. The sixth house also rules over our health. So if you've been having health problems, this is an excellent time for you to sit with a practitioner or a doctor. Look at the medications or the treatment options you have available to you at this time. This is the time that you could actually find that medication that is going to really work for you. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your fifth house. The fifth house is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we begin something, something has to come to an end. The fifth house is a happy house, so we always want to see lunations in this house. And Virgo, you're an earth sign, so you're going to experience this lunation quite positively. You will be experiencing trines to wherever you have at 1 degree of Virgo. And if you have anything at 1 degree of Taurus, you'll have a grand earth trine. This is very supportive energy. The fifth house rules over our creative abilities. It rules over our children, entertainment, sports, and our talents. And these are talents that we can use to start a small business. The fifth house also rules over our karma that we have from a past life. This is not karma that we earn in this life. This is karma that is given to us from a past life for whatever good deeds we did in a past life. So if you've been wanting to start your own business, this lunation is definitely supporting you. So go for it and initiate that. So go for it and start that business. And if you've been wanting to take your creative ideas to the next level, you're also being very supported at this time. And especially since Mercury, your ruling planet, is having a very positive trine to Uranus and the North Node. You are one of the people that could come up with something totally brand new, some type of invention. So definitely open your mind to new possibilities. Other Virgos will see a new beginning with their children and perhaps something they do creatively. And for those that have been wanting to get pregnant, this is energy that is supporting you. And earth signs solidify things, they make things happen, they make things stick. This is time for you to really just go for it. Libra ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your fourth house. The fourth house is an angle house. It rules over the IC, which is the most sensitive spot in the zodiac. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we make new beginnings, something has to come to an end. The fourth house is part of the parental axis. The fourth house rules over your mother, the home, your family, your ancestors. It also rules over your homeland. The fourth house also rules over our deep hidden emotions and our resentments. The IC is an angle house, so whatever begins at this time is something that is going to affect your whole life, because the fourth house opposes the 10th house and it squares the ascendant and squares the descendant. This energy is going to bring action in all those areas. Some Libras will have a new beginning in the home, in that they'll be moving they'll be moving into a new home. Because of all the supportive energy in the earth signs, this is probably something that you've been planning to do for a while, and wherever you move to, this location is somewhere where you're going to also live there for a while to come. So if you've been procrastinating, you are going to be pushed into taking action because of the square aspect from this lunation. Some of you have a brand new beginning with your mother or your family. Perhaps you're going to decide to take care of your mother. You're going to have your mother move into your home. For others who've been wanting to live in a foreign country, this is the time that you're going to decide to take action and probably move to a foreign country. Your ruling planet Venus is not directly aspecting this lunation. She is transiting the sign of Capricorn at around 16 degrees of Capricorn, which is too far away, which is really far away from this lunation. Venus is conjunct Mercury. That is a positive aspect in of itself. But what's more important is that Venus is trine Uranus and the North Node. Let's also remember that your ruling planet is the ruler of the transiting North Node. This is a very positive aspect that is going to push you into taking fateful action. Something that was destined and fated is going to happen at this time. Scorpio ascendant, Sun or Moon. This lunation is happening in your third house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we begin something new, something has to come to an end. The third house rules over our siblings, our neighbors, our immediate environment, our small gadgets that we use every day like our cell phones and our computers. So if things have not been going well with your sibling or your neighbor, this is an excellent time for you to patch things up, have a new beginning in your relationship. If you've been wanting to start a small business or some type of collaboration with your sister, with your siblings or your neighbor, this energy is definitely supporting that. The third house also rules over our learning ability and our skills. So if you've been wanting to start some type of training to advance your skills so you can earn more money, this is an excellent time for you to make that initiation. And if you've been wanting to learn a new language or some type of advanced technology or how to use a certain computer program, this is an excellent time for you to make that initiation. Mercury is in retrograde shadow and is about to go retrograde. So if you've been wanting to buy a new computer or a new computer or a television, this lunation is offering a short window where you can make that purchase. But because Mercury is in shadow, just make sure you keep the receipt. Your ruling planet Mars is currently transiting retrograde in the sign of Gemini and is not aspecting this lunation. Because it's your ruling planet, it's asking you to go over certain details, and Mercury is a planet that rules over the third house where this lunation is happening. I would suggest that you really go over the details and really think about the purchases that you're about to make, especially if they're big purchases. Since Mars also rules over heavy equipment like vehicles, this is certainly not the best time for you to make those type of purchases. Your other ruling planet Pluto is not aspecting this lunation. However, Pluto is still transiting Capricorn at around 27 degrees of Capricorn. Pluto has been in an ongoing sextile with Neptune and Jupiter. However, Jupiter is now at 0 degrees of Aries. They're still aspecting each other in that sextile, which is also very supportive and can bring some type of deep transformation in your third house. Scorpio is a water sign, so this means that you're sextiling this lunation. Whichever way you look at it, you're going to be presented with some type of opportunities to make some positive advancements in your Capricorn house. Sagittarius ascendant, Sun or Moon. This lunation is happening in your second house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we initiate something, something has to come to an end. The second house rules over what we love and value. It also rules over our earning ability. It rules over our family, the family that you make with another person, not the family that you're born into. So this could be the family that you make with a spouse. This could be the family that you make with a spouse, a partner, or the friends that you've had for a very long time and you've started to look at them as family. Sagittarius does not aspect the sign of Capricorn. However, your ruling planet Jupiter is aspecting this lunation. In fact, Jupiter is giving the closest and the only aspect to this lunation. So Sagittarius, you may be filled with grand and big ideas at this lunation. Some of you could have a brand new beginning with your earning ability, with your income. So if you've been wanting to start your own business, this lunation is definitely supporting you and all your big ideas. It's definitely time for you to go for it. Make those initiations. Start that new business. Start that new family. Start the new venture. The second house also rules over the mouth, what goes in and what comes out. So if you've been planning to change your diet, this lunation is definitely supporting those changes. And for those that have been wanting to make major new beginnings with your family, this lunation is definitely the time for you to start those brand new beginnings. The second house is the financial axis. So if you're planning to spend a lot of money on a big purchase, I would suggest that you really take your time and investigate more. Your ruling planet Jupiter is pushing you to just go for it. However, really think about this investment. Simply because Mercury is in retrograde shadow, it's very likely that you regret this investment or this huge investment, because Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 29th of December. So make sure you're spending your money wisely and you definitely see value or a huge turnover in your investment. Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your first house. The first house is you, the ascendant, and it is an angle house. So whatever brand new beginnings you have with yourself, these new beginnings are going to affect every area of your chart. The first house, the ascendant opposes the descendant, so you're going to also have changes with your partnerships because of the changes that you'll be initiating with yourself. The ascendant squares the IC. This could also affect your home area, and the ascendant also squares the MC. The ascendant also squares the MC, the 10th house. Whatever changes you make with yourself could possibly change your standing in society. So this is a very big new moon for you, Capricorn, and a very positive one at that, and a very positive one. So if you've been wanting to make a major change in how others see you, perhaps you've been wanting to get a haircut, or perhaps you've been wanting to cut your hair, or a total makeover, perhaps a change in your wardrobe. This energy is definitely supporting those changes, so it is time to just go for it. The changes could have anything to do with how others see you, how others refer to you. Perhaps you want to change your so that means some of you could be changing your sexual orientation, or perhaps changing your name, or anything that has to do with how you present yourself to others. So Capricorn, if you're born on or around the 23rd of December, this energy is going to be present in your solar return chart. This is the year that you definitely want to have a solar return chart reading, because you have a new moon. This is a year that you're going to have major brand new beginnings. It's going to be a year that you're going to remember for a while to come. The ruling planet Saturn is definitely not aspecting this lunation, which is very positive, because you're not going to feel restricted or held back, or have to stand up to or follow certain rules and regulations. Saturn is currently transiting the other sign that he rules, Aquarius. He is at around 21 degrees of Aquarius and aspecting Uranus and the North Node in Taurus. However, this square aspect has been an ongoing aspect for the whole year. It is background noise. So this means that Capricorns have the chance to really make brand new beginnings in any area of their life. It's time to set that foundation, a solid foundation. You will have the freedom to do so without the heavy hand of Saturn, even though you're already used to that, because after all, he is your ruling planet. This is a lunation that's definitely giving you an opportunity to make some solid changes, or new beginnings with yourself, changes that are going to stay in your life for a very long time to come, just simply because this lunation is very well aspected with trines to Taurus, another earth sign, which will help you solidify whatever new beginnings you make at this time. Whatever new beginnings you make at this lunation. Aquarius, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 12th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, simply because the 12th house
simply because whenever we begin something, something has to come to an end. The 12th house is the hidden house, so it means that whatever you're going to initiate at this time is going to be hidden from the view of everyone, the view of other people. This is an excellent time for you to make brand new beginnings behind the scenes, and then present them to the world when there's a new beginning in your sign. The 12th house rules over hidden places. It rules over hospitals, prisons, asylums, and far off foreign lands. The 12th house is also the house of generational karma, and generational karma is karma that is passed on to you. You didn't earn this karma. You get this karma simply because you're born into a certain family and you have a certain last name. So if you've been feeling held back because of generational karma, you could have a new beginning in that you decide to define yourself differently and decide to work on whatever karma or issues that have been passed down to you. The 12th house also rules over our self-sabotaging habits, and we could self-sabotage through drinking too much, doing drugs, having hidden affairs, and all those things that we do behind closed doors because we don't want others to know about them. Some of you could decide to go into rehab, and some of you could decide to go into rehab and get treatment. And because this lunation is being aspected very positively with trines in the earth signs, the changes that you make now are very likely to stick. If you've been wanting to travel or migrate to a foreign country, this is an excellent time for you to make those new beginnings in that foreign country. Also an excellent time to get treatments in a hospital or a rehab facility. A new moon in the 12th house, the hidden house, always illuminates the things that were hidden before, the things that we didn't want to see. So if you had some hidden enemies or energies working against you, they're going to be shown at this time. They're going to make themselves known. Your ruling planet Saturn and Uranus are not aspecting this lunation. So this really gives you some leeway to leeway and freedom to make those initiations without feeling that you're being held down with rules and regulations. Saturn and Uranus have been in an ongoing square for the whole of 2022. That square has separated, so this is just residual energy. This is background noise at this time. Pisces, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 11th house. This is where you'll have brand new beginnings and perhaps some endings, because whenever we begin something, something has to come to an end. The 11th house rules the groups that we belong to, our friends, social media, our hopes, dreams, and wishes. The 11th house is the reward of all the work that we did in the 10th house. This is where you get the promotions, the accolades, the financial windfalls, and this is also where you could meet a benefactor. Somebody who's going to promote and support all those wonderful business ideas. So Pisces, if you've been wanting to join a club or a social media platform, this energy is supporting you to make that big jump, make that initiation. This new beginning is definitely going to put you on the map. Whenever you have a new moon in the 11th house, especially one that is really presenting a lot of opportunities and support, this is definitely time for you to get there and mingle. You just never know who you're going to meet. You could meet a benefactor, somebody who's going to support your ideas and perhaps even finance some of your ambitions or plans for a new business. Pisces is going to have a better experience with this lunation simply because your sign trines the sign of Capricorn where the new moon is happening, and especially if you have anything at 1 degree of Pisces, it's this planet or point is being activated at this lunation. Remember what I said, as I said in the introduction, the energy of a sextile requires you to apply effort in order to achieve in whatever you're wanting to achieve in this area of your chart. Your ruling planet Jupiter is the only planet that is directly aspecting this lunation, and it is a very tight aspect. It is a square aspect, so it is a challenging aspect. So perhaps you're being pushed out there to work on whatever it is that you've been dreaming on when Jupiter and Neptune conjuncted earlier this year. This aspect is definitely going to help you stop with the procrastination. It's time to just get out there and do it. Your other ruling planet Neptune is aspecting this lunation by a wide sextile, a sextile by sign. Neptune is at around 23 degrees of Pisces, and the new moon is at 1 degree of Capricorn. It's a sextile by sign, but not an exact aspect. This is still a harmonious and supportive aspect. So Pisces, stop procrastinating, stop making excuses. This is time to just get out there, mingle, and put your ideas and plans out there.